Okay, so what if the key to unlocking a sharper, more vibrant mind, a mind that remembers names, faces, facts with like crystal clarity? What if it wasn't hidden in some complex pill or a cutting-edge medical procedure? What if instead it was something, well, much simpler, something maybe already sitting right there in your kitchen just waiting to be rediscovered?
That's a really compelling question to start with.
Because for years, decades even, we've kind of been conditioned to believe that mental decline, those frustrating moments of brain fog, struggling for a word, the misplaced keys, that it's just an inevitable part of getting older.
Right, like it's just the price you pay.
Exactly. It's the price of admission to seniority. Well, today, our deep dive into some really groundbreaking sources is going to challenge that belief head on. These materials suggest a radical new perspective, one that might just turn that assumption completely upside down.
It really does. It's a fascinating and I'd say pretty audacious challenge to the conventional story around aging and cognitive function.
Yeah.
The sources are basically proposing that what we often accept as just unchangeable might actually be a condition that's not only preventable, but for many people, genuinely reversible.
Reversible.
Yeah, through surprisingly straightforward dietary choices.
Exactly. And that's why we're so excited to share this with you. Today, we're taking a deep dive into some really compelling research and these incredible real-life stories that unveil what the sources are calling a cognitive revolution. Our mission here, as always, is to pull out the most important insights from, a whole stack of information, give you a shortcut to understanding complex topics, finding those aha moments.
Cut through the noise.
And today, that means understanding how natural foods, everyday ingredients, stuff you might already have, might just hold the secret to not just sustained cognitive function, but like truly enhanced mental sharpness.
What's really striking, I think, in the source material is just the sheer optimism it conveys. And the empowerment, regarding our brain health.
Yeah, that's a good word. Empowerment.
It really shifts the focus away from just passively accepting decline to actively engaging, suggesting we actually have a remarkable degree of control over our cognitive destiny just through, intentional food choices.
It's a fundamental shift in perspective, isn't it? That our minds aren't just victims of time, but maybe reflections of what we eat.
Precisely. A powerful starting point.
And to really underscore this, to bring this cognitive revolution to life, we're going to start with this extraordinary journey of a woman named Martha. She's 87.
Okay.
And not so long ago, she got a diagnosis of early-stage dementia, which, as you can imagine, is just devastating news. Usually signals, a grim, irreversible path.
Yeah, that's a tough diagnosis.
But here's where it gets really interesting, really inspiring. Fast forward just 3 years. Martha isn't just holding her own. She's not just slowing the decline.
Okay.
The sources tell us she is, in fact, sharper, more mentally acute than many people half her age.
Wow. Seriously. Half her age. Seriously. And her transformation, according to the research we've looked at, isn't presented as some fluke or just pure luck.
Right.
It's shown as this profound testament to what the sources call a breakthrough discovery that's been hiding in plain sight. It's a powerful story of reclaiming mental clarity against all the usual expectations.
Her case, as they detail it, it's framed as this really vivid, compelling example of what's possible when you diligently implement specific, targeted dietary changes.
Yeah.
It gives a human face to what could otherwise feel like, just abstract science, a great starting point for exploring these secrets.
Okay, so let's unpack this cognitive revolution a bit more, because it's not just Martha's story, amazing as it is. The sources make a pretty bold claim right off the bat. They assert that what Martha learned goes against everything the medical establishment wants you to believe about aging and mental decline. That's a strong statement.
It is a very strong statement, and it immediately sets up this narrative of challenging the status quo, doesn't it?
The sources argue that this cognitive revolution, this understanding of food's impact, is a breakthrough that's been buried in scientific journals for decades.
Buried? Why?
Well, they claim it's largely because pharmaceutical companies pushed expensive medications that often do more harm than good, naturally prioritizing their patented drugs over, simple natural stuff.
That raises questions about how information gets out there, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
So it's almost like this vital, maybe life-changing information has been overlooked.
Yeah.
Or even suppressed. The sources definitely lean into that. They present what they call a shocking truth.
Okay, what's that?
That the food industry has also been actively suppressing info about these miraculous brain-healing foods.
Yeah.
And the reason they give it is pretty cynical.
Let me guess. Money.
You got it. There's no money in selling you blueberries when they can sell you expensive prescription drugs instead. It suggests this system where profit motives from both pharma and parts of the food industry might overshadow public health.
It's not just saying people didn't know, it's suggesting an active blocking of knowledge.
Exactly.
What's really fascinating there is the implication that these effective, available, natural solutions are being sidelined for things that are more complex, maybe less effective, but definitely more profitable.
Yeah.
It raises some pretty unsettling questions about how health research and info gets prioritized, filtered, and, ultimately shared. The sources are really explicit in pointing fingers at both pharma and parts of the food industry here.
Makes you wonder what else we might be missing, doesn't it?
It does.
But okay, if this information was so buried, how did Martha, an 87-year-old, stumble upon it? Well, the sources explain it wasn't through her doctor or conventional advice.
Sure.
She found it kind of serendipitously by accident. Her daughter, who's a nutritionist, came across this significant 20-year study conducted by Harvard researchers.
Ah, the Harvard study. Oh.
Yeah, not just some random internet search. This was serious long-term science.
And this Harvard study and the narrative the sources present, it really forms the empirical backbone for this whole cognitive revolution idea.
Right.
It was incredibly extensive, followed 16,000 seniors over 2 decades, watched their diets, tracked their cognitive performance really closely.
16,000, wow.
Yeah. And the key finding was pretty impactful. Those participants who consistently ate specific combinations of certain foods had memory performance equivalent to people 10, 15 years younger.
Equivalent to people 10, 15 years younger, just from food combinations.
That's what the study found, according to these sources. And the emphasis is crucial. It wasn't just any healthy eating. It was about specific combinations, suggesting a synergy, the whole being greater than the sum of its parts.
That is a truly enormous finding. Imagine that for a second. Rolling back your memory performance, your clarity, by a decade, even 15 years.
It's pretty incredible to think about.
Can you picture yourself walking into a room and actually remembering why you went there without that frustrating pause?
Yeah, we've all been there.
Or easily recalling names at a party, remembering conversations, diving into a book like you used to. The sources suggest the difference isn't genetics or just age or luck.
So what is it then?
It's simply knowing which foods to eat and how to combine them for maximum brain-boosting power. That really puts the control back in our hands, doesn't it? It's incredibly empowering.
It really does suggest a profound sense of personal agency over our cognitive destiny. They're not just giving a list of foods. They're inviting us to rethink how we approach cognitive aging altogether.
Moving away from decline being inevitable.
Exactly. Towards a view where diet plays this pivotal, transformative role. It's about proactive health.
Okay, with that hopeful foundation, let's dive into the first of these secret foods that Martha used.
Yeah.
This one, the sources claim, will probably surprise you because it's something you've likely thrown away thousands of times.
Oh, intriguing.
We're talking about the dark, sometimes slightly bitter water left over when you cook certain vegetables, especially leafy greens like spinach, kale, Swiss chard.
Ah, the cooking water. Okay.
This, they say, is nothing short of liquid gold for your brain. A hidden treasure.
What's fascinating is taking something routinely tossed out and calling it a powerhouse. The sources say this cooking liquid is absolutely loaded with a compound called magnesium glycinate.
Magnesium glycinate. Why that specific form?
Well, that's key. Not all magnesium is the same for brain health. This form, glycinate, is noted for its ability to cross the blood-brain barrier, that protective filter around your brain.
Right, the barrier.
Once it gets across, it can directly feed your neurons the minerals they're desperately craving. That direct delivery is what makes it so effective.
So it's like having a special key to get nutrients directly to the brain cells, and most people just pour it down the drain.
Exactly, because as the sources say, no one ever taught them its value. It's this easily overlooked, basically free resource.
And Martha, she started drinking it.
Yeah, she started saving and drinking just half a cup every morning, and the results, apparently pretty quick and noticeable. Within 2 weeks, she noticed she could remember phone numbers again, a capacity she hadn't had in over 5 years.
Wow. remembering phone numbers after just 2 weeks. That's a really specific, tangible improvement.
It really is. It speaks of volumes about how quickly the brain can respond when it gets these specific nutrients it needs. That return of a commonly lost function is a strong signal.
Okay, moving on to secret number 2. The sources say this one is even more shocking than the first.
More shocking than liquid gold from veggie water.
Okay, yeah, mainly because it's something your grandmother probably ate regularly, but the modern food industry has convinced us it's unhealthy.
I think I know where this is going. Eggs.
Egg yolks, specifically, but with a crucial distinction. The bright orange yolks from pasture-raised chickens. Not just any eggs.
Right, the quality matters, and these yolks are described as golden treasures because they contain a vital nutrient called choline.
Choline, what does that do?
Choline is critical. It literally manufactures the neurotransmitter acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is the chemical messenger responsible for forming new memories and retrieving old ones. It's fundamental.
So, no choline, not enough acetylcholine, weaker memory function. Is that the idea?
Basically, yes. It's a direct precursor for one of the most crucial processes for memory and learning.
And here's where that pharmaceutical connection comes in again. The sources assert pretty directly.
Let me guess. Drugs try to mimic this.
Exactly. Pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know this, but many expensive Alzheimer's medications work by trying to artificially increase acetylcholine levels in the brain. Well, they argue you could be naturally boosting these levels every single morning with just 2 pasture-raised egg yolks. It's a stark comparison. Natural food versus expensive drugs.
Highlighting that internal mechanism versus an external artificial one.
Right. So Martha started eating 2 whole eggs every morning, and by week 3, her family noticed she was telling detailed stories about events from her childhood that she hadn't mentioned in years.
Childhood stories, that's deep memory retrieval.
Yeah, their words were, her brain was literally rebuilding itself. That's a powerful image of regeneration.
That emphasis on natural boosting versus artificial intervention is definitely a core theme here. And reclaiming childhood memories, that's a strong indicator of more than just functional improvement. It suggests a deeper restoration.
Okay, on to secret number 3. This one, the sources say, was a real game changer for Martha. So powerful that some researchers apparently think it could be the key to preventing Alzheimer's disease entirely.
Whoa, okay. That's a big claim. What is it?
Wild-caught salmon. But again, a very specific caveat, not just any salmon.
Right, the details matter.
They emphasize choosing the smaller species like sockeye and coho that haven't been contaminated with mercury. These types, wild caught, are absolutely bursting with omega-3 fatty acids, especially DHA.
DHA, yes, critically important. The sources give a powerful stat here. DHA makes up 60% of your brain tissue.
60%, just from DHA.
Over half your brain's physical structure. So its importance is, well, structural. The insight is that your brain literally shrinks as you age unless you feed it the specific fats it needs to maintain its structure.
So DHA from wild salmon is like, what do they say, premium fuel for your neural networks?
That's the analogy. It's not just the supplement, it's a fundamental building block for your brain's architecture, essential for keeping those neural membranes flexible and signals firing fast.
Premium fuel, I like that. Helps visualize the impact. So Martha started eating a palm-sized piece of wild salmon 3 times per week.
Okay, 3 times a week. And the result?
After just 6 weeks, something truly remarkable happened. She started beating her 45-year-old son at crossword puzzles, which apparently hadn't happened in over a decade.
Beating him at crosswords, that's not just memory recall, that's higher-level processing, vocabulary, problem-solving.
Exactly. A really clear, tangible, competitive improvement. A real win for her mental sharpness.
That kind of measurable improvement is really persuasive. It shows the benefits go beyond basic memory to complex tasks, a powerful marker of cognitive revitalization.
Now, I can almost hear some listeners thinking, okay, this all sounds a bit too good to be true.
Yeah, skepticism is natural when you hear claims like this.
And the sources actually anticipate that. They say, you might be thinking this all sounds too good to be true. They acknowledge we've been conditioned to believe that mental decline is inevitable.
That it's just part of the deal with getting older.
Right. But then they pose this really provocative question. What if I told you that this very belief system is exactly what keeps millions of seniors trapped in a cycle of cognitive decline?
Ooh, that's a powerful challenge. Suggesting our mindset could be a barrier itself. It's a strong rhetorical move, aiming to dismantle those deeply ingrained beliefs. It implies that maybe the inevitability we perceive is partly a self-fulfilling prophecy, fueled by not knowing about these alternatives. Makes you rethink the whole narrative.
Definitely. Okay, moving to secret number 4. This is a food ancient cultures have revered for thousands of years for medicinal properties, but Western medicine has largely ignored until recently.
Okay, I think I know this one. Turmeric.
Turmeric it is. Specifically, its active compound, curcumin. But here's the crucial twist, the detail that makes it exponentially more powerful.
Ah, there's always a twist.
It must be combined with black pepper to increase absorption by an astounding 2,000%.
2,000%, wow.
Yeah. Without the black pepper, a lot of the potential is lost. That boost in bioavailability turns it into a truly potent brain ally.
That combination is absolutely key. Curcumin alone is powerful but not easily absorbed. The sources explain this golden spice doesn't just reduce joint inflammation.
Which is what most people know it for.
Right. It actually crosses the blood-brain barrier. And once inside, it actively begins dissolving the amyloid plaques associated with Alzheimer's disease.
Dissolving plaques directly.
That's the claim. Those sticky proteins that gum up the works between nerve cells. And furthermore, it simultaneously promotes the growth of new brain cells through neurogenesis.
So it cleans up and rebuilds. That's incredible dual action.
Exactly. Not just fighting damage, but actively building new capacity, helping the brain rejuvenate.
So Martha started adding just 1 teaspoon of organic turmeric with a pinch of black pepper to her morning eggs. Simple integration. And by month 2, her doctor was reportedly amazed at her cognitive test scores. They had improved so dramatically he asked what medication she had started taking.
And when she said it was just food.
He didn't believe her. That disbelief really highlights how revolutionary this approach seems compared to conventional thinking.
It perfectly illustrates that challenge in shifting paradigms, doesn't it? Especially when results are so far outside expectations, reinforces that hidden secret angle.
Okay, secret number 5 takes us to something that grows wild in many backyards across America. But most people see it as a weed, spray it with chemicals.
Dandelion greens?
You got it. Humble dandelion greens. Often overlooked, but holding powerful secrets, according to these sources.
They are profoundly undervalued, the sources argue, claiming they contain more brain-protective antioxidants per serving than almost any other leafy green.
More than kale or spinach. Wow.
Apparently so. Plus, they have a unique compound called taraxacin, and its mechanism is really interesting for cognitive health.
How does it work?
It stimulates bile production and helps your liver detoxify the chemicals that accumulate in your brain over decades of living in our toxic world.
So it helps the liver detoxify the brain. That's a connection most people wouldn't make.
Right. And the sources offer this profound insight. Many cases of memory loss aren't actually brain diseases at all. They're symptoms of a toxic, overwhelmed liver that can no longer filter the poisons from your bloodstream.
So if the liver isn't working well,
these toxins are allowed to cross into your brain and interfere with normal cognitive function. It really shifts focus to the liver as a key gatekeeper for cognitive health.
that's a major paradigm shift. Thinking liver health equals brain health.
It is. Martha started adding fresh dandelion greens to her salads twice a week, and the result? The mental fog that had been clouding her thinking for years began to lift like morning mist disappearing in the sunshine.
What a great description. That feeling of clarity returning.
It's a really compelling argument for how interconnected the body is, liver impacting brain, and that mental fog lifting, so relatable, makes her experience really resonate.
Now, Martha's story gets even more interesting here. She found that it wasn't just what she ate, but when and how. So secret number 6 isn't a food.
Ah, okay. A principle then.
Exactly. It's about timing and combination, getting strategic about when you eat these brain foods and how you put them together for maximum effect.
This is a critical nuance. We usually just focus on what to eat, right?
Like,
The sources highlight research showing your brain is most receptive to nutrient uptake in the first 3 hours after waking.
the first 3 hours. Why then?
It seems to be about the brain's specific receptivity and metabolic state then. It's primed to absorb and use these compounds more effectively during that morning window.
So this implies that breakfast isn't just the most important meal for energy, it's the most critical meal for your cognitive function. That reframes breakfast completely.
It really does. Elevates it from just fuel to strategic brain support.
And Martha internalized this. She restructured her entire eating schedule around this concept, getting those omega-3s, the choline, the antioxidants within this crucial morning window.
And the results of this timing strategy.
By month 3, reportedly, nothing short of miraculous, not just remembering clearly, but actively learning new skills, picking up Spanish from an online course, even started writing in a journal again.
Learning Spanish, wow.
Yeah, activities she'd given up years before because she couldn't concentrate. This isn't just recovery, it's like cognitive expansion, a renaissance.
That ability to learn entirely new skills, like a language, is profound evidence of neuroplasticity and rejuvenation. It's beyond restoring function. It's enhancing capability. Suggests diet can fuel lifelong learning.
Okay, secret number 7. According to the sources, this totally revolutionized Martha's brain health. And it's something many seniors might avoid, thinking it's too indulgent.
Indulgent chocolate.
Dark chocolate. But again, specifics matter. Organic cacao, at least 70% cocoa content,
Right.
and crucially, not processed with alkali, which destroys the beneficial compounds.
Right, not the sugary candy bar stuff, the real deal.
Exactly. It's a true brain-boosting delight.
And the distinction is paramount. Pure cacao has these potent flavonoids called epicatechins, and the mechanism described is pretty impactful.
What do the epicatechins do?
They increase blood flow to the hippocampus. That's the critical part of your brain, primarily responsible for forming and storing memories.
So more blood flow to the memory center.
Exactly.
Right.
Better blood flow means more oxygen, more nutrients, better function. It's a direct route to improving how that vital area works.
Directly fueling the memory hub. So Martha started eating just 1 square of high-quality dark chocolate every afternoon.
Just 1 square.
Yep. And she noticed her ability to recall details from conversations improved dramatically. Plus, she could follow complex TV shows and movies without getting confused about the plot.
Ah, keeping track of plots. That's a subtle but significant improvement in sustained attention and processing.
Right. Allows you to engage more deeply.
These are real-world signs of cognitive fluidity. The ability to track and retain complex info shows that even a small, wise indulgence can have a meaningful impact. Healthy doesn't always mean sacrifice.
Okay, secret number 8. This one is tagged as perhaps the most surprising of all.
Ooh, okay.
And it highlights another area where conventional advice, maybe focus on heart health, might steer people away from something good for the brain. Something many seniors have been told to avoid by their doctors, focused on cholesterol.
Let me think. Coconut oil?
Bingo. Coconut oil specifically, organic, unrefined coconut oil.
Yeah, that definitely goes against some standard advice. So what's the brain benefit? It highlights that potential difference between heart health advice and brain needs. Coconut oil is rich in medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs.
NCTs.
And the hidden truth presented is crucial. Your brain's ability to use glucose for energy declines as you get older. This creates a fuel shortage, leading to cognitive decline. The brain gets hungry.
So struggles to use its main fuel source.
Exactly. But MCTs from coconut oil provide an alternative energy source that can restore mental clarity almost immediately. It's like a backup fuel.
A metabolic bypass, giving the brain efficient energy even if glucose use is down.
Yeah.
Like a backup generator.
Good analogy. Martha embraced this, started adding just 1 tablespoon of coconut oil to her morning coffee.
And the result.
Within days, the afternoon mental fatigue that had been plaguing her for years completely disappeared.
Within days.
Yeah.
That's incredibly fast.
Yeah, a rapid, significant change to that really common experience of cognitive drain shows how quickly the brain can respond to this alternative fuel. That prompt reduction in mental fatigue really makes a case for understanding the brain's changing energy needs as we age. Just giving it enough fuel, even an alternative one, can have immediate benefits.
Right, moving on. Secret number 9 isn't just another food. It's about connecting everything, multiplying the effectiveness. Something simple. You probably have it in your spice cabinet right now.
Okay, a spice.
Rosemary.
Rosemary. Fresh or dried. This humble herb apparently has incredible orchestrating power.
Interesting. How does it work? What's its dual action? Well, first, it has rosmarinic acid, which prevents the breakdown of acetylcholine, that crucial memory messenger we keep talking about, the one Alzheimer's drugs target.
So it preserves acetylcholine naturally. Okay.
But the sources say it does something even more remarkable. It enhances the absorption and utilization of all the other brain-nourishing compounds you're consuming.
Whoa. So it makes everything else work better. Exactly. It's not just an ingredient, it's a facilitator, an optimizer, like a conductor orchestrating a symphony of cognitive enhancement.
A conductor, I love that. Make sure everything plays its part perfectly.
Right. Martha really embraced this. Growing rosemary, adding fresh sprigs to her salmon, sprinkling dried rosemary on her eggs, even brewing rosemary tea, incorporated it everywhere.
And the cumulative effect.
Astounding, according to the sources. By month 4, her family was amazed at how articulate and mentally sharp she had become, like watching someone reverse the aging process in real time. She actually became mentally sharper than she had been in her 60s.
Sharper than in her 60s. That's profound reversal.
That conductor analogy really fits. The whole ecosystem of nutrients becomes more effective together, and reaching a cognitive state sharper than decades prior, that's serious regeneration, shows the brain actively thriving.
And finally, the 10th secret food, the one that completed Martha's transformation. Something ancient Mediterranean cultures consumed for thousands of years. Extra virgin olive oil.
Olive oil. A classic.
But again, the quality is key. Not the processed, chemically extracted oil, but true, cold-pressed, first extraction olive oil. Purity is non-negotiable for these benefits.
Absolutely vital. This high-quality stuff is loaded with oleocanthal, a compound that, according to the sources, literally dissolves the tau tangles and amyloid plaques associated with Alzheimer's disease.
It dissolves both plaques and tangles. Those are the two main villains in Alzheimer's, right?
Exactly. Tau tangles are those twisted protein threads inside brain cells. So oleocanthal apparently addresses both major protein issues. The fundamental principle here is key. Your brain is 60% fat, and the quality of the fats you consume directly determines the health of your neural membranes, the speed of your thoughts, and your ability to form and retrieve memories.
Fats aren't just calories. They're the building blocks for thought, speed, and memory.
That's the idea. They provide structural integrity and fluidity.
So it's not just for cooking. It's like a daily dose of brain structure.
Yeah.
Martha started taking 1 tablespoon of high-quality olive oil every morning on an empty stomach.
On an empty stomach. Interesting.
And with this, the final piece of her cognitive puzzle fell into place.
Yeah.
By month 6, she wasn't just at full mental capacity. She was actually helping other seniors in her community understand how food could transform their lives too.
Wow. From patient to advocate.
Exactly. Transcended her own healing to become this living testament. Truly remarkable.
That transformation from a dementia diagnosis to becoming an active advocate, that's maybe the most powerful narrative arc here. It's not just personal healing, it's inspiring and empowering others. A full circle from despair to purpose.
So we've gone through these incredible secrets, these powerful foods, but just as important, maybe more so, is what to avoid.
Right, you can't just add the good stuff without taking out the bad.
Exactly. The sources are clear. It's not enough to just start eating these foods. You need to actively eliminate the foods that are damaging your brain while you're trying to heal it. Create the right environment for healing. And they list 3 main culprits.
Okay, let's hear them. I suspect they're common. Yes, the elimination part is framed as crucial. Clearing the decks. First, high fructose corn syrup. Because it creates inflammation that destroys neural connections. Chronic inflammation is like a slow burn in the brain.
Okay, HFCS out. What's next?
Processed vegetable oils like canola, soybean oil. Ubiquitous in processed foods. These, the sources claim, become rancid in your brain tissue over time, like bad oil gumming up the works.
Rancid in your brain. Ugh. Okay, third one.
Artificial sweeteners. The sources state emphatically these have been linked to accelerated cognitive decline in multiple studies. So removing harmful inputs is just as vital as adding beneficial ones.
Those are in so many things. Cutting them out is a big shift, but sounds crucial if they're causing active damage. Now, what about the healing process itself? How does it feel?
Well, the sources stress it's a gradual process. Martha didn't see overnight results, but she saw consistent, measurable improvements every single week.
So patience is key, but progress is steady.
Exactly. As her neural pathways strengthened and her cognitive reserve expanded. The biological reality takes time, but seeing that consistent progress is motivating.
And what's really beautiful, according to the sources, is the holistic nature of it. Unlike drugs with side effects,
Right.
these foods make your entire body healthier while they're restoring your mental sharpness. A total health upgrade.
That makes sense. Real food benefits everything.
They point to Martha. She regained cognitive function and experienced normalized blood pressure, soared energy levels, improved sleep, even decreased arthritis pain. all from the diet changes.
Wow, that's a powerful set of side benefits. Feeling better all over, not just mentally.
Huge incentive.
Yeah.
But the sources also inject some urgency. Time is critical, they state. Every day that you delay implementing these changes is another day of potential brain damage that might be irreversible.
Oof, that's a stark warning.
It is, but they balance it with good news. Your brain begins responding to proper nutrition within hours, not months.
Within hours, so positive changes start almost immediately.
Apparently so. And crucially, it's not about perfection. It's about progress. Even starting with just one or two of these secret foods yields benefits that motivate you to keep going. Just take that first step.
That mix of urgency and encouragement seems designed to prompt action without overwhelming people. Small, consistent steps initiate positive change. Accessible self-empowerment.
Oh.
Pragmatic and hopeful.
And as we wrap up this deep dive, the sources invite you to just take a moment. Visualize a future self. Imagine, maybe 6 months from now,
Okay.
walking into gatherings confident, remembering names easily, sharing vivid stories, learning new things, maybe even teaching others. Picture reading books again, enjoying complex movies, having deep conversations, feeling like your authentic, sharp, intelligent self.
Instead of foggy and frustrated.
Exactly, not the person losing keys or forgetting words. This transformation, they insist, is not only possible, it's happening right now for thousands of seniors, embracing this food-based cognitive revolution.
That's a powerful, aspirational vision. Aging not as decline, but renewed growth, learning, engagement. Really expand what we think is possible.
So what does all this mean for you, listening right now? The most important thing, the sources say, is to start with Martha's morning routine. Implement these changes, especially in that crucial morning window.
Okay, let's recap the actionable steps.
Right. First, save the cooking water from leafy greens. Drink half a cup first thing, liquid gold.
Got it.
Second, eat 2 pasture-raised eggs with a teaspoon of turmeric and black pepper.
Okay.
Third, take 1 tablespoon of high-quality extra virgin olive oil, maybe on an empty stomach. Then aim for wild-caught salmon at least 3 times per week, those smaller types.
Sockeye, Kosi.
Right. Add fresh or dried rosemary to everything you can. Use that conductor power.
Okay.
Include dandelion greens in your salads for detox.
Got it.
Afternoon. 1 square of high-quality dark chocolate, 70% minimum. And finally, add coconut oil to your morning coffee for that backup fuel. The core message through all this: begin treating food as medicine rather than just fuel.
That shift in perspective is key.
It unlocks huge potential.
If we zoom out, it's more than just a diet plan, isn't it? It's a mindset shift towards preventative regenerative health using natural means, recognizing the deep impact of daily choices on our minds, becoming active participants in our cognitive well-being.
Absolutely. And to end on a really provocative, motivating thought from the sources, your brain, your family, and your future self are counting on you to take action today.
Wow.
This isn't just personal health. It's about starting a revolution of cognitive health that proves aging doesn't have to mean mental decline. Your sharp, vibrant, intelligent mind is waiting for you to reclaim it. And the incredible truth, the power to do that is sitting right there in your kitchen.
So the question is, what will you choose?
What will you choose to put on your plate tomorrow morning? The choice and the power is yours.